How you'll need to help me with this.
Okay.
Hey everybody! Welcome to Solution Sunday. We are coming at you live from the Lake Clear Lodge in the beautiful Adirondack Mountains of northern New York State. And we are here today for our recalibrating your wellness compass. And we've got a beautiful retreat happening this weekend. And so we wanted to invite you to join us live from the retreat. So welcome, 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 everyone. This is my beautiful guest, Kathy Holmeyer, who is the owner of this spectacular retreat center. She's a chef. She is a person of multiple talents, and she is the creator of this spectacular weekend. So Kathy, why don't you introduce everybody to the lodge and to your weekend?
Yeah, well, welcome everybody. It has been it has been a little crazy, as you can tell, and everybody's having a great time. The weather has been spectacular. The lodge is in the Adirondack Mountains. Lisa and I live fairly close together, as well as Karen and Deanna, and we have other guests from out of town, and Christina. And it's been a wonderful reopening of the retreat center since the last year or so. We haven't used this much, and this is what this is for. This retreat center is what this is for. This is like a 5D building for sure. And we opened our Avalon Labyrinth. We have a brand new labyrinth. If you go to the Lake Clear Lodge Facebook page, I don't know if you guys saw that, but my son took a time-lapse picture of the labyrinth at night, and it's just gorgeous. The Avalon energy is part of the New Earth energies. And I think we have new energies coming in here. So many flying around. So it's beautiful. We walk the labyrinth. We have a labyrinth down at the lake. You can see the lake on the webcam or pretty much through. And if you go to lakeclearlodge.com/webcam, we always have a live webcam going over our beautiful energy vortex portal. So I invite you to take a look at that at sunset, especially. We get the sunsets over the mountain. It's absolutely beautiful. Lisa, as well as some others, have been my guest speakers this weekend, and we do have a package that we will be offering, and it's really cool. It's a lot of information all in one place that hasn't really come together before. It was really about connecting the dots, and it's been a beautiful weekend. So thank you, Lisa, and hi to everybody, and I hope you're able to log in virtually, either on the webcam or on another retreat, or come to the Lake Clear Lodge to another retreat, or for just a recalibrating vacation of your own.
So how did you come up with the elements for this retreat weekend?
Well, I created Nourishing Your Multidimensional Body 3 or 4 years ago. And I've been pulling together the pieces. I call it 9 Dimensions, from Alchemy of 9 Dimensions and the Palladium work and Barbara Handclough. But I've been pulling in my pieces and my tools that I do, including numbers and teaching Qigong and the Fix Code and the Emotion Code, the Tolpacan healing method, and all of those things, which is Karen's, she's here somewhere throwing balloons at us. Oh, that side. Oh, there she is. So I pulled together all those tools and bringing them all together and showing how basically source which manifests down into the geometric forms and 5D and 4D emotional canopy, and the energies up from the earth 1D, 2D into 3D matter and connect here. So all those energies coming together and how we can manage those in all sorts of different ways, including block therapy and cooking and nutrition and frequency.
So this weekend, we've been learning so much about being multidimensional beings. We have been having the most amazing food. Kathy is the most spectacular chef, and she has treated us so beautifully with, oh my goodness. And, you know, one of the things that I've really realized this weekend is that when our food is packed with nutrition, we don't need to eat nearly as much as we normally do. And that's such a beautiful thing to realize.
We've
that,
had a lot of chi and frequencies around us too. So we've been
Yes.
nourishing our body by more than physical food.
Absolutely. When you can nourish your body energetically, you don't need to have as much food either. So it's really very important these days to be able to pull the nutrition from wherever it is, from your food, from the air, from the energies, and really know how to be self-sufficient so that you can nourish yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. So that's what this whole weekend has been about, is to learn some tools to be able to nourish ourselves. We're going to be talking with Christina Fraser about self-care in a little bit. She just found that out right now. And we're going to be talking with Dr. Karen Can, who's outside on the webcam waving at us. And, we're going to be learning a little bit about, she is a doctor, she's a medical doctor, but she's also a doctor of energy medicine. And she's also going to be our guest on Solution Sunday in a couple of weeks as well. So we'll really get into talking with her about all different kinds of things. And then we've had Deanna Courtney this weekend talking about German New Medicine and how our bodies are actually designed to function. So all of these parts and pieces have come together to create a really beautiful retreat weekend, so that we can all just come together as like-minded individuals and gather in a group where we are all accepted and loved and supported, and we can feel that we can all express ourselves, and we can learn and grow, learn from and grow with each other. And it's such a beautiful experience. So how many of you out there, if you're watching, how many of you have ever gone to a beautiful weekend retreat and given yourselves that time to simply recalibrate for a weekend? If you're,
and I'm going to bow out and keep the retreat going while everybody else, but I just wanted to share this. We have some people on the property, and love was definitely in the air. We have a family who was a beautiful family. That little girl brought over this little rock. It says love and thank you. She painted the rock herself and snuck in the lobby this morning and put it in the mailbox. So I just wanted to share that with everybody because that was so sweet.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
This is just a magical place. It brings out the love in everybody. It brings out the creativity in everyone. It is such a beautiful weekend. So thank you all again for joining us. And who do we have? Christina, why don't you come on over and chat for a little bit? So everyone, this is my beautiful friend, Christina Fraser. She is the owner and founder, creator of the Adirondack Foot Sanctuary in Lake Placid, New York. And it is one of the most magical places on earth. Believe me, it is all about nurturing and nourishing the soul and the body. We nurture the soul through the soles of your feet as you get your feet soaked. So Christina, tell us about the Foot Sanctuary and the importance of self-care and why you developed the sanctuary.
Well, Adirondack Foot Sanctuary is a culmination of all my experiences that I've been in the wellness industry and a massage therapist for 25 years. So it has a lot to do with my travels and my teachers, and then just sitting with what's right for me. And it developed out of through my meditation practice that I had visions of this practice. And so Adirondack Foot Sanctuary is a place where 6 people can come at a time. You can come by yourself. for self-care, or you can come together. And so you're soaked in your feet are soaked in a hammer copper bowl, and there's Epsom salts, Dead Sea salts, tub tea. You get a warm neck wrap, essential oils, and complimentary tea. And so what we're finding through the experience of your five senses takes you to, not only does it elevate you, but it also grounds you. And so the grounding continues, like we sense the clients are here, and then they move to a deeper place. So I do self-care through the feet. I do self-care through aromatherapy, meditation, getting my bare feet in the grass. Those are just some examples of self-care that I do. So just basic and simple for this morning, but there's a lot more to us, but it's very subtle and it's very lovely, and clients are really enjoying us here in the Adirondacks.
The first time I ever had the experience of the Adirondack Foot Sanctuary and getting my feet soaked, I cried. It was so beautiful. It was the most amazing experience. I had no idea that you could be treated with so much love and respect, and to feel so good and so relaxed. You just let everything go into the water, into the hands of the staff, and they just treat you with so much love and respect. It is such a beautiful experience. So if you are ever in the Adirondacks, please come up. And Christina, what's the importance of self-care these days?
It's everything. I mean, as we continue to move through these times, it's essential. It's our number one. So it is on our daily radar to do self-care. Often clients that come into the Foot Sanctuary, they'll say things like, I didn't know what this place was, and they walk out with something much more. And so it's an intentional place. So self-care is an intention and attention on yourself that needs to be recognized, and a daily ritual practice to give yourself. So.
Absolutely. So in this day and age, there's nothing more important than to be able to keep yourself in balance, to be managing your own well-being. And each and every one of us is given our own physical vehicle to drive through this lifetime. And it is so important that we know how to do our own maintenance on our own body vehicle, because we are the one that's driving this. And it's our thoughts and our emotions that create the environment for well-being. And when we're not experiencing well-being, it always is from an imbalance in our energy field, in our thoughts, in our emotions. When we are wobbling through life, our health wobbles through life. When we're not in a good physical, mental, emotional space, our bodies are not being properly nourished. They're not being balanced. They're not aligned. They're not being cared for. So it is so important. Self-care. It's not about being selfish. It's about taking care of ourselves and our physical vehicle so that we can live the happiest, healthiest, longest lives we can.
Yes.
And these bodies are designed to last. These bodies are spectacular and amazing. And we've never been taught how amazing we are or how amazing our bodies are. We've always been taught that there's something wrong with your body if we have a physical symptom. And there's never anything wrong with us, but we can get far out of balance energetically, emotionally, spiritually. And when we are out of balance, our bodies go out of balance.
True.
So, and we have Miss Deanna in the background, my background, doing some balancing for us. Beautiful. So Christina, thank you so much. And what have you gotten out of this weekend?
I had a big aha moment finding more of my purpose here in the Adirondacks, because I'm a little bit of a newbie here. So I'm recalibrating myself as a practitioner here. Just actually, this area is gorgeous. The lodge is spectacular. It's magical here. As I'm talking to you, I'm looking at the view of the water and the mountains, and it's heaven on earth. Just to reset myself, gathering myself again, and collecting myself with these really amazing people that I've been connected with here, that I feel that there'll be more collaborating together. So yeah, it's been really spectacular, and I got some good sleep. I did. Thank you.
Yeah, when we start healing, when we start letting go of all of the baggage we've been carrying, we start to go into sleep mode, because that's how the body rebuilds itself and resets itself. So we've all been going through a beautiful reset this weekend. So lovely. Thank you so much. Love that. So who else would like to come and play over here?
Let it go. Let it go.
Here we go.
We can't hold it on anymore. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Many of you already know this beautiful next guest, but for all of you who don't, this is my good friend, Deanna Courtney. She is a German New Medicine practitioner. And I'm going to let you tell them what that is.
Nice. Basically, what I do is up the vibe of the person that comes to me, because many people, they have a symptom and they're all confused about like what caused it, the food, the genetic, the whatever. But German New Medicine is just the understanding of these 5 biological laws of nature that happens with humans, with trees, with animals, anything alive. So there's a lot of misconceptions about what causes disease, but nothing causes disease. But we can have a different perspective and understand that if we have a symptom, we've had what we call an unexpected shock. And all the symptoms that come in this line of perfectly magical processes are purposeful. So I basically help people understand what their body's doing from the true cause, and help them, as soon as they understand, the panic and fear goes right out the window. And then we can just help navigate these predictable symptoms that are to come. So that's what I do, and that's what we've done all throughout the weekend. And we've gathered all these wonderful tools that we can just have in our little backpack that don't cost anything. They're just there. They're wisdom, they're pieces of knowledge that we can say, oh, I just got shocked. How can I resolve the shock as soon as possible? Because if you get good at that, you're just going to have little sneezes and little coughs and little twitches. And that's the peak of healing of these magical programs. And if we don't have these tools and these stresses go on a long time, then we have the more heavy symptoms, like the sinus infections and the whatever brings us to the ER. So knowledge is power. So we are in an amazing space here, and very excited to just kind of present our little process. So I just found this piece of birch bark. So I wrote on it, it says, I upped my vibe, and it's the Lake Clear Lodge. And so all the participants that came this weekend are signing this, and we'll put it someplace, but that's what we do. That's our goal, is to up our vibe every moment of the day. So whatever brings you joy, whatever brings you happiness, do more of it. That's it.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Deanna.
Bye now.
That. Annie, would you like to come and say a few words? All right, Annie's coming. We have Karen Can outside in the beautiful sunshine. We're talking to Karen in just a minute. Karen is down by the lake. Look at this beautiful scenery that we've got down here at this lake. This is called Lake Clear, and you can see why. It is a beautiful clear water lake in the Adirondack Mountains. And there's a little airport right down the street here. You can hop right in straight from Boston into this beautiful place and stay at this lovely lodge. So Karen will be talking to you in just a second. And this is my new friend, Annie. What's your last name? I forget your last
My
name.
last name is Lockerbie, and I'm from Vermont, southern Vermont. So, yeah.
Beautiful. So Annie, what have you gotten out of this weekend?
I've gotten to decompress because I work all the time. Everybody that knows me knows that I work constantly, every single day, literally every day. So if I get a chance to run away, this is where I come. This is like my second home. I actually love this place.
So you've been here at this lodge before.
Oh, yes. I started back working here in 1990. It was a long time ago. So then I was away for quite a while, and then I came back a couple years ago and helped Kathy out here one winter in the springtime when she was a little bit short-handed. And I just fell in love back with the place. I love the water and the peace, and it just brings you back to the baseline. It's really awesome.
Beautiful. So have you enjoyed all the presentations this weekend, and have you gotten some new information or new tools to carry with you?
So I'm also a massage therapist in southern Vermont, and I have a mobile business that I do. And there's a lot of things that I would like to incorporate that I've learned this weekend into that.
Oh, beautiful.
So that'll be awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
What can you give us an example of something?
So, like the block therapy, I think will help a lot of my patients. They have a lot of sciatica issues and a lot of leg stiffness and back issues. So I'll be more interested into learning more about working on it with the back and stuff. So,
Oops. So this is a block, just for anybody that is wondering what the heck she's talking about. We're using it for multi-purpose. It's a multitasking block today.
it's helping our computer.
Yes, it is. We're melting the fascia of the
Yes.
computer.
Making it work better.
So many of you were listening, was it 2 weeks ago when we had Deanna Hansen and Quinn Castellane on of block therapy, the founders and creators of block therapy. And using this simple block of wood is an amazing healing technique to help realign. We were talking about bringing everything into alignment this weekend, but bringing the fascia system in our bodies into alignment, bringing our whole skeletal system into alignment. When we are on the computer, when we're looking down all the time, we tend to start hunching forward, and our posture is no longer straight up and down. And when we're not completely straight up and down and in alignment, all of the fascia in our body starts to wrap around the bone at 2,000 pounds per square inch, which is a lot. And it really it causes all kinds of problems. We have low back problems, feet problems, knees, legs, shoulder problems. And so many of those problems can be avoided by bringing everything back into alignment and starting to melt the fascia where it locks into place in our bodies. So simply by laying on the block and breathing, we're feeding and healing the cells and starting to melt that fascia and make more space in between the cells and start to breathe life back into the cells so they come back into proper alignment. So then we've got all the energy flowing through the bodies. So it's an amazing healing technique. So that would be a great thing
Definitely.
and had you done block therapy before?
No, I've been watching what Karen's been doing,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I really need to get a hold of that just to bring it into my toolbox. So
Yeah,
yeah.
beautiful. Great. We love that. And thank you so much for
Thank you.
all of the things you've been doing to help us out this weekend. Annie has been playing double duty here this weekend, being a server and, helping just to meet everybody's needs and being a great audience and great student. And it's been really beautiful having you here this
I'm
weekend.
a catch-all no matter where I go.
There you go.
And it's great to meet you, and I'm glad I got a new friend.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And let's cut to
Nice to meet you all.
yeah. So you're welcome to sit, or let's have Karen. Can you unmute yourself and give us the play-by-play down by the lake? I don't know if we have enough Wi-Fi. Or I don't know if I can hear you.
Yeah, sure. I know there's a little bit of a delay because of how Zoom works, but hopefully you can hear me. And I just want to show everyone the lake. It is so beautiful and peaceful and calm. There's just a couple of canoe people just a few minutes ago, and I'm actually doing a little earthing here. So getting my earthing in, Deanna would approve. I'm sure.
Beautiful. What a glorious day. So you're breaking up a little bit for us. So maybe you can come back a little bit closer and then we can do a better interview when you're not breaking up quite so much. But thank you so much for showing us this beautiful lake so everybody can see where we are in the Adirondacks. So we'll let Karen work her way up. Dan, you want to come on over?
Yes, please.
Great. So we have our next guest is Dan Sullivan. He is one of our local massage therapists, a 0 point balancer. You introduce yourself. You'll do way better than me.
Thank you, Lisa. It was really nice to hear your story and your spirituality and wellness journey, and I'm looking forward to reading your book.
Great.
Dan Sullivan, licensed massage therapist, certified in zero balancing. I operate a pontoon boat massage cruise guiding business in the area.
See? Another
And-
reason to come to the Adirondacks, people.
It was really nice to have a community of people to watch a movie last night. It was very inspirational. I understand it was the first movie here in the retreat lodge. Learned a lot of things, very important. And Dr. Karen Can introduced me to some drug-free patches 16 years ago, which I think are life-changing. And I know Kathy Homeyer is also a distributor, and been able to share some new technology with folks here for brain balancing. A lot of people are stressed these days, and it's nice to have something that doesn't have a whole list of possible side effects, something that's easy to use. And the beauty of this area is amazing. Deanna and I went and walked in the shore and lake yesterday afternoon, and Kathy always serves delicious, yummy, wholesome food, and it's nice to meet new comrades. So I've really enjoyed the part I've been able to attend in person, and I'm looking forward to watching the virtual part that I wasn't able to be here in person and continue to learn and grow. So thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. So Dan, what is 0 point balancing
It's
for
actually,
anybody that doesn't know?
It's actually zero balancing.
Zero balancing.
So Deanna's a big fan of 0 point balancing, which does deal with energy, but zero balancing was developed by an osteopathic doctor, Dr. Fritz Frederick Smith, who is also an acupuncturist and medical doctor, and it was created in the 1970s. It's more on the skeletal level, aligning you structurally and energetically with whatever you want. So it doesn't just align your physical body, it aligns your emotional, spiritual, energetic body, bringing everything together. So it's like it being a genie. I ask you, how would you like to feel? What would you like to get out of today's session? And I find areas of bone held tension and release your energy back to you to go in whatever the frame of your intention and session is. So it's miraculous. And with COVID, we've actually started to do this virtually. So I can do it virtually and also with groups as well too.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It's a blessing.
Wow. And how long is a typical session?
I like to budget an hour.
Mhm.
So,
Great.
You know, different ovens have different temperatures, and certain things bake quicker than others, and it's not so much determined specifically by time as much as, okay, you're done. We don't want to undercook and we don't want to overcook. This is where you're at. And
We love that. And what does the person need to do?
they wear loose, comfortable clothing. So it's done fully clothed. And we start a dialogue, a check-in. And then after we frame this session of how you'd like to feel, I start with a seated assessment, checking out how your shoulders are moving and move along the spine. And then you lay down on a massage table on your back. And I just do all these wonderful, delicious, yummy moves that your donkey, your body understands. I encourage you not to really think about things, just relax, get in touch with your breathing, just allow the body to receive. And it's elegant, simple, beautiful. It's my passion. I'm happy to say I'm a part of the mentoring advancement program that's starting this summer. And I love it. So thank you, Lisa.
That's beautiful. So Dan, when people come to the Adirondacks to visit this beautiful place, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, adkmassage.com is my website, and my phone number is 518-572-1881. So you could call or text that. And I love coming out here for Lake Clear Lodge, and sometimes I've done some lakeside massage and done massage in the cabins, and we've hosted a few retreats here, like Feel Good to the Bone. And so come in various seasons to experience various parts of the nature's beauty here.
Beautiful. And now that you can do it virtually, this is amazing. So anybody who's feeling out of balance and wants some realignment, check out Dan's website and tell them again what your website is, just so they can remember.
ADK Massage, MASSAGE@g.com.
There you go.
So,
beautiful.
thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. And what have you gotten out of this weekend?
Well, it's really been nice to share community and nice to learn about new tools and to see some things demonstrated and experience things that I've been curious about. It's nice to be able to shift gears and be open to new, different things, tools and toolboxes, and meet wonderful people. So thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. Love this.
Bye.
Yay. So Karen, do you want to come over and say hey? So everybody, this is my other good friend, Karen Can, Dr. Karen. Dr. Karen has a huge following on Facebook, so many of you probably already know of Karen. Karen and I live in the same place, Lake Placid, New York. And Karen and I actually met through figure skating many years ago. But Karen is a master in her own right of energy medicine. So Karen, welcome.
Hi.
You introduce yourself.
All right. Hey, everyone. So I trained as a conventional medical doctor and loved medicine, loved the science, everything like that. But I got sick myself and ended up with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, allergies, autoimmune, depression, suicidal ideation, all sorts of stuff. And sometimes we have to, us, healers have to go through what we call a dark night of the soul in order for us to learn and evolve and to help others. So I ended up healing myself in a couple of years, and then just kept going down that rabbit hole, that holistic journey, and realizing a lot of the things were missing from my medical school training. Despite the fact that I was top 10 and all that kind of stuff in my class, right? There was a lot of things that just aren't taught in medical school. So because I've healing myself, learning, energy medicine, Reiki, and then nutritional things. I just keep going down that rabbit hole. So that movie that we watched last night, The Field, I highly recommend. I've read pretty much almost most of Lynn McTaggart's books, and it really made a huge difference because like me in a way, like they're kind of bridging that Western science-based left brain with that right brain esoteric. Previously, we would call like religious, but it's not religious. It's like spiritual energetic. So that quantum physics is now, connecting spirit and science together. And that's really exciting because I know Lisa understands, all of that. And then there's just more and more data coming out. So the average person who's like, I want the science, you can actually give them the science and say, hey, this is our current reality. And quantum physics, I mean, gosh, that's like how many years, like 60 years old, but it hasn't trickled into our training, our schools, our even undergraduate. So it's very slow in that way. But those of us that are really interested in this and love quick, fast, efficient healing, self-empowerment, not having to rely on, pills or injections or, things to make sure that we're healthy, our immune systems are healthy. I think our mission is really to spread that news and spread that good news really to as many people as we can. So yeah, this thanks for having this.
Absolutely. And Karen is going to be our guest in a couple of weeks on Solution Sunday. So we'll be able to talk a lot more to her about all of these different things. She's the author of many books. Tell about the books that you have authored.
Yeah, so about 4 books, not including my ebooks. So I have 4 #1 Amazon bestsellers. Guide to Healing Chronic Pain came first, and then Evolutionary Healer. And last year was very prolific because I released 3 #1 bestselling books. And, Navigating Clickety Clack, Volume 1 I was in. And then, I was like, Lisa, you got to be in this, right? So she's in Volume 2, both became #1 bestsellers as well. And then my big book meaning kind of like my mission book, is called Sensitivity is Your Superpower, How to Harness Your Gifts, Fulfill Your Purpose, and Create a Life of Joy. And it actually came from a retreat that I did here at Kathy's, as well as the Omega Institute. It's like the retreat in a book. So really how to use your innate talents, intuitive gifts to tap further into intuition, get information, how to manifest greater healing in yourself and others. And then, creating something that you didn't think you could. Like, for example, we teach you how to influence the weather, how to do transformational telepathy and things like that. So I put that in a book, and I will actually have a virtual version of the retreat coming up.
Oh, nice.
So that's going to come up at the end of July, August. And then hopefully by next year, we'll be back full swing into the in-person. So mine's more like a camp, not a retreat, actually, because you're working. So you get to do retreat stuff too, but you're definitely working. And so people coming out of that camp, they're all able to muscle test. They're all able to do distance remote healing, and they get to practice their transformational telepathy on their loved ones and whoever else.
Wow.
So it's really a functional. And my dream is to have these camps all over the world, to have teachers. So we can have one for, kids. So we have a kid version. Right. And then because you can easily convert this for, to be, because it's really fun and interactive. So you can do a kid version, a teen version, and adult version.
Wow. Big kid version.
Big kid version. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So that's the big big dream, because you know, for everyone to vibrate their highest vibration is one of my, you know, big picture goals. So we can, you know, anchor in that future, bright, beautiful reality of love, joy, peace, and harmony for all.
Absolutely. And that's why I created this Solution Sunday, because the soul is the solution. The soul is the non-physical part of ourselves, the highest vibrational part of ourselves. And to be able to tap into who we truly are, that's the goal, so that we can create heaven on earth, because heaven is not a place, it's a state of being. And it's the highest vibrational state of being. It's when we're all fully in alignment with who we are. We're in harmony with ourselves, with each other, with the planet. And when we're living in harmony, life is easy and it's fun and it's joyful and it's creative and it's expressive. And, you know, this is the goal for all of us here at this retreat this weekend, is to get into that space of being our highest version of ourselves, so that we can, when we're being that, then our bodies are being that as well. So,
And then we get to radiate that light and that love like a whirling bubble vortex around us. So everywhere we go, people are positively affected by us instead of infected by our mediocrity or our anger or whatever's going on for us. And it's not like we have to be perfect, right? I'm a recovering perfectionist. How many of you out there are like that? So for me, it's really like that moment to moment decision. And yeah, maybe I don't make a good decision for 10 minutes and go, you know, and get upset or stressed. And then I go, oh yeah, I can be still, I can be, you know, calmer, and just remember that we can bring ourselves back into our soul. You know, Lucian and ourselves is super important. So yeah, it's great to have so many different people with so many different perspectives, but yet still that one goal, that unity for all of us, that health, empowerment, and unity. So
absolutely. We're tired. Aren't we all tired of living in war at this point?
yeah, it's kind of old. It's kind of passe, you know, it's so passe.
Swirling.
Yes, we're gonna have a swirler.
That's right.
A whirling dervish, Deanna. Love that. So I can't see any comments for that. I'm just not techie enough to be on Facebook and seeing the comments on this computer at the same time. So I don't know if anybody is commenting. We'll see if we're getting the latest play-by-play from Miss Deanna.
All
here.
right, so I wish I was closer. Hi, Christina,
There
Delbert.
we go.
Hey, Des. Awesome. Hey, Michelle is watching. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, everybody. Susan.
Shannon.
I think I accidentally hit a wrong meme. Oh, Susan, I saw the angry face. I thought it was me when I was trying to play around. So. No problem.
Lisa loves tech.
I know, right?
And Shannon says good morning.
Oh, awesome. Hey,
Michelle
Shannon,
Ford.
yay. Oh, awesome.
All right,
Hello,
got a
everyone.
nice.
Oh, what movie did we watch? We watched the movie called The Field. And that was a spectacular movie. It's online. You can rent it online.
It's actually Field 1 because there is a movie called The Field.
Oh, the
it's
Field One.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
So this Field movie had Lee Carroll, who channels Cryon, who is the magnetic master. And he had Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton and Lynn McTaggart. And they were talking about bringing things back into harmony and balance, really. It's about, you know, the activation of our DNA and who we truly are, because we are far more spectacular than we have ever been allowed to know. We're not just humans in these physical bodies, we are the soul. And, you know, looking at that movie, what did you like about that movie, Karen?
Well, I always love the science piece. Because there's so many people who want that proof, and being a medical doctor, Western trained, you know, biochemist, I kind of like that too. So, you know, and I get messages or when I ask source questions about what's going on here, what would be for the highest and greatest good, sometimes I get answers that don't really make sense to me, at least not on a scientific basis. I kind of go with it. And then later on, someone will validate that. Like some scientist across the pond will validate that exactly, what source told me. So that's super cool. So I have great respect for, Bruce Lipton and Lynn McTaggart and Greg Braden. I'm not as familiar with Lee Carroll, but know of his work. And some of the data that they showed was mind-blowing. And then the whole decreasing, war-torn areas, decreasing violence, it freaking works. When people gather together, and it was so beautiful. I think I was teary-eyed at that point when they had all those people from the different cities in the Middle East all meditating together for all of 10 minutes. And they could actually measure the change. They had somebody in Jerusalem measuring the change in energy of Jerusalem before, during, and after, and seeing there's an actual scientific appreciable shift in the energy in that city after they did that. And then the violence did decrease. The police took credit for that, but the violence did decrease significantly. And they've done this experiment in multiple cities, and it works. And that's one of the reasons why I did a peace emerging protocol. And we posted it on my Light Warrior Network. So in case you're not, part of that and you're into kind of angels and aliens and all sorts of, woo-woo energy healing stuff, you can certainly join us at the Light Warrior Network on Facebook. So we have a peace emerging protocol there that I posted a while back, and just starting with ourselves and vibrating at our highest vibration, and then just kind of expanding to that. Our families, our communities, our towns, our countries, our regions, our, continents, and then the whole world and beyond.
Absolutely. Peace begins right here inside. If we're not at peace with ourselves, then we can't emanate peace out into the world. World peace starts right at home.
Yep.
So that brings us right back to self-care and being able to take retreats for yourself, even if it's just a retreat in your own home, to be able to draw a bath and retreat to a bath, a nice warm bath with some candles and aromatherapy, just to be able to let go and to rebalance and recalibrate. So self-care is so incredibly important. And that's where our healing happens. The healing doesn't come from the pills. It comes from bringing ourselves back into balance, because when we bring ourselves back into balance, it brings ourselves back into balance. So heal yourselves and heal yourselves.
Yeah, I love it. I see a meme coming.
Right. Karen is world famous for her memes.
My gosh,
we love
yes.
them. And please join Karen in the Light Warrior Network if you have not checked it out. Please do. Karen is definitely worth following. She has been
When I'm not censored.
exactly.
You can follow me.
She has been put in the Hooskow a few times.
Just a few.
So you know that she's telling the truth when this happens. Unfortunately, in this day and age, truth gets censored. So we are very happy to have her here and out of the Hooskow.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Karen. And we really look forward to having you come in another couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And how can people find you online if they're looking for you?
KarenCan.com, KarenKan.com. And I actually still have the $1,000 book bonus. So if people get the Sensitivity Superpower book, whether that's ebook or physical book, if you go to sensitivityisyoursuperpower.com or even KarenCan.com, there's a button right at the top, and then you can qualify to get those $1,000 in bonuses. They include like courses, energy healing MP3s, and meditations, and from a whole bunch of wonderful people. So thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Karen.
My pleasure. I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
Yay! So thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I'm just checking through here, see if we, Susan, we wish you lived closer too. Love to have you come and visit and join us. So anybody that would love to come to the Adirondacks, this is an amazing place, the Lake Clear Lodge. It is so quiet and beautiful. This is a great place to come and decompress. We've got little cabins throughout the woods. We've got the main retreat center here. There's the main lodge, and then we're here in the retreat center, which is a separate building from the main lodge where the restaurant is. And then the retreat center is situated to look straight out at the beautiful water. We've got the middle camera that hopefully you guys are seeing. I don't know if you are seeing this or not, if you can see the other camera on there, but I don't know.
What you need?
Yeah, I don't
No,
know.
this is not a poke. Don't poke my screen.
I'm using Deanna's.
May I?
Absolutely.
This is the retreat center. Oh, we can't go that way. We have people in. And then all these windows. Oh, there we go. That's it.
Yeah, so you can see we're situated right on the shores of the beautiful lake. There's a beautiful lawn that goes right down to the water. And so there's the little airport is next door here. And there's a little commuter flight that comes in straight from Logan Airport in Boston. So it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from Boston to get here. And of course, obviously, you can drive here, but this is a beautiful place to come for a retreat week or weekend and do some really great self-care. And you can come to Lake Placid and come to the Adirondack Foot Sanctuary, where you will be treated like royalty. And it's a beautiful thing to add to a self-care weekend. So for everyone, self-care is so important. And bring yourself back into center. Bring yourself back home to you. So when you can manage your energy, when you can manage your thoughts, your emotions, you can manage your physical health so easily. You don't have to get thrown off balance. You don't have to go into fear. And it's just simply the ability to recalibrate your own compass. And doing that on a daily basis is what self-care is, to make sure that your compass is always pointing home to yourself, to the highest version of yourself. So thank you so much for joining me this weekend, everyone. Well, for today, for Solution Sunday. And thank you all here for joining me this weekend at this beautiful retreat. And thank you to Kathy Homeyer for gorgeous hospitality. Is there anything else that you would like to say?
I didn't know if you mentioned that the Adirondacks has been known as the Healing Woods.
This is true.
So, yeah.
This
Yes.
is breakfast. What is it, Kathy?
It's our Rosti, and actually I think I have a video on our YouTube channel on how to make one. It's for any diet. You can make it any way you want. Shredded potato basically makes a big hash brown topped with veggies and cheese.
Oops.
And you can do it, and you can use lots of root vegetables if you want to for the base. So it's really versatile for any diet. And I think we have it on our YouTube channel.
Lovely.
Great. So
So
where would they
Healing Woods.
find,
Oh,
where do they find your YouTube channel?
Lake Clear, I have a nutritional energetics YouTube, which has a lot of processes, a lot of interviews on there, a lot of really cool information. I used to have a show every week, and I did a lot of processes, a lot of like mini healings, as well as interviews from some cool people, including a lot of people here. And on Lake Clear Lodge YouTube are videos of the property, different things we've done at the property, as well as some cooking videos, like the Rosti. Strudel is on there, I
Oh,
think. So
nice.
there's some cooking videos on there as well.
Great. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Kathy is so multi-talented. When you go to her website, you will find all kinds of amazing information. So please visit Kathy online. And Kathy also at the lodge, she's got a webcam So it's always pointed out at the lake. So if you just need to do a little bit of self-care at home and just want a little retreat, come to lakeclearlodge.com and check out the webcam, and you can see the beautiful, quiet Adirondack Lake.
Yeah. In the Healing Woods. So yeah, we hope to
Yes.
see you in the Healing Woods.
Yeah, so the Adirondacks during the tuberculosis outbreak of after the, what was it, World War I, when everybody went into healing and had consumption and tuberculosis, which are actually healing events after the death fright of people going off to war. When everybody came home, there was a collective sigh of relief. And then the lungs, which process a death fright, went into healing. And that the coughing, the consumption, the coughing, the congestion, those are all parts of a healing process from an active death fright conflict. So people came here to the Adirondacks, to the Healing Woods, to heal from tuberculosis. So they would come up here and they would be, there are special cure cottages all throughout the Adirondack region here. And so this is definitely known as the Healing Woods.
And they drink pine mint tea, just like people are
Aha.
doing now for healthy reasons. So yeah, pine mint tea from the Adirondacks.
Beautiful. So, and do you have a recipe for pine mint tea on your website as well?
No, I mean, I use the white pine. I have some big, beautiful, like 100-year-old white pines, and I have mint in my garden. Really, it's very simple. I just put pine in the water and simmer it, and then add to, basically to taste. You can make it either really strong or really light. If anybody wants to know more, and I'll do a little video on that on my Facebook page too, because it's not complicated, but it is the white pine that I use. And I use mint, and you can just do pine if you want to. I just sent some to a friend in North Carolina who wanted to try some pine mint tea. So I sent her some, that family, some pine from my 100-year-old tree and some mint from my garden. And the lawns here are basically all time. It's like a herb factory when we mow the lawns. So it's all time. So enjoying time in the Adirondack.
Yes. Multi-dimensional time.
Multi-dimensional time, for sure.
Beautiful. Well, Kathy, thank you so much
Oh,
for
no,
such a
thanks, Lisa.
great
It's been really
weekend. It has been so beautiful to be
Mhm.
here, and we've learned so much and been able to really decompress and recalibrate our wellness compass.
Mhm.
So thank you all for joining us for this version of Solution Sunday, where the soul is the solution. So please, this week, really focus on some great self-care so that you too can recalibrate your own wellness compass. And until next week, create for yourselves a great week. Bye for now.